Good morning. Oh, that's dark. Jeez. Oh no. That's really dark. I'm just going to try and turn on the light there. I've just been on my phone. Oh, that's too dark. Actually, I might actually... Well, that's better. I'll tell you what I'll do while I'm here is I've been balancing everything up on my Thermomix. Is so I'm going to have some height, but hey, we just make things work, don't we? So I'm going to, that's better. Oh gosh. All right. It's not that good, but it's not too bad. Hello. All right, if you get on board today, say hi to me, give me some love. And today, no, I'm not drinking alcohol at this time of the morning. That's for the person who's going to fix the dishwasher today. Oh, you can see my mess now. Okay, let's bring it over here, tidy this up a little bit, and get started for today. So today, what this is all about is really for the purpose of, for those of you who have questions, is to get some clarity around, have some answers to be able to go from feeling stuck, challenged with issues in a way that has, I'll just move it over there. Whoopsie. All right, so it's a little bit dark, but I'm not going to spend the whole time. Anyway, okay. All right, so it's for the purpose of getting something that's actually going to promote you moving forward. And I'm going to be here every Tuesday from 10:30 to 11, and I'm going to be on Instagram at 9:30 to 10, on Facebook Live from 10 to 10:30, and here 10:30 to 11. And the reason being is because I know that people need help and they need support and they get stuck in their ways. We all do. We get stuck, we get confused, we self-sabotage, we don't move forward, we go round and round in circles, and it's nobody's fault. It's not your fault. It's just that we've been programmed a certain way and we have these patterns that we follow out every day. And so how today will run is I've got some questions that I've actually already answered in the other two sessions, but because I've been sent in, if nobody gets on the live today, I'm just going to actually repeat them and see if there's anything else I can get that is relevant to what they've asked. So yeah, okay. Now let's get started. So initially, and I say so a lot, don't I? I'm going to try and stop that today. Initially, when it comes to centering in, we all know our own answers. I wish I could take the word trust out of the dictionary, because we go, I've got to trust that I can do this. I've got to trust that person. I've got to trust that I'm going to do well. You don't have to trust anything. You already know. And even if you, so these are the two words that I challenge you to take the word trust out. For the next 21 days, no, let's not do 21 days. Let's do for the next week. When you move into something that you want to do, if you notice that that word trust is starting to bubble up, and it's like you're having conversations with your friends, and you're going, oh yeah, I'm not sure if I can trust him, something like that. What's the knowing that you know is there? If you know that he is very trustworthy and that he is a good person, then say that. Say, I'm having my doubts. I know he's a good man. I know he's very trustworthy. Isn't that different energy? So, all right, I'm going to really notice that. Nope, don't say that. Or okay. All right, well, I'll just start again, shall I? Now, when it comes to today's readings, if the challenge is to know your own knowing, then we have different conversations. We have grown-up conversations. I know that I'm a very loving person. I know that I know my kids absolutely adore me. I know that the work I do is impactful and meaningful. I know that today I get to be in this playground and I get to expand more because of what I do. What are 5 things? That's probably a better challenge. What are 5 things that you know about yourself? And feel the energy of that. And then if you're to take that from knowing that yourself, that next conversation that you have with, whether it be somebody you work with or whether it be a friend, partner, lover, and you're in these conversations where usually that word trust might come up, or you're thinking, can I trust to say this? Just move that to the side and go with what you know inside. Now, is there anyone, so on the opposite end of the scale, if you're terrified of, say you're about to move into a relationship and it terrifies you, the thought of the relationship, but yet you want to be with this guy, but or girl, and you are not sure if you can trust that you're not going to get hurt. Feel into what's really there. You know what's going to happen. You know, based on, and I'm going to bring 2 people to mind. I can't do it on myself. Sorry, I like to give examples, but I can't do it on myself. But do it with the same thing and then speak from that place. So over that word trust. I hate how it just hooks us up line and sinker many, many times because we're so busy trying to trust ourselves. Do I trust my answer? So yeah, that's the challenge. 5 things that you know rather than trust. So I'm going to go into the questions that were sent in on a deeper level. And the questions were, I really want to go into that question about the healing centre again. Can you see my vision for a beach house healing centre coming to fruition within the next 3 years? And the answer was yes, it's going to be done in less than 3 years and feels like more like 1.5, 2. And that is because it's a collaborative effort and people are going to be coming together to make this happen, and you're going to be at the head of that, and we need you because of your ability to stay grounded inside all of this. But there's something more to add, and what's to add is what's personal to you. Your spiritual, the access that you have to yourself, the connection that you have is very light, and you're a light person. It's coming forward for a reason, because there's something that is also meant to be a message for you personally, because it's easy for you to focus your attention on other people. It's easy for you to go, well, we can do that because they need this. And there's something I want to bring to you because of this lightness. And it's because you put yourself to the side. So I get how strong you are, you're on a mission, you've got work to do, and yes, all of that's there. However, I've got this lightness about you that it wants to be a part of, it is already a part of you, but there's a gift there for you. And the reason why it's sort of dancing outside of you is because There is so much to be done around this healing centre and bringing it to fruition and there's so many things to be put in place that you forget about yourself as a woman in a way that the gentleness, to be hugged, to be touched, to be nurtured with somebody who is by your side. And so it's not saying that you need to meet anyone or anything like that, but there's this element of where you need some stuff too. And you can get really caught up around what others need, that you forget about this part of yourself that loves to enjoy being a woman and having time to herself and time with somebody special in her life that she enjoys being around. It's like, I want to add intimacy. I want to add some, and it's a funny thing how it's showing up, but it's like, don't want you to miss out on what you get to enjoy for you that might, in the scheme of things now, because of everything that's going on, that doesn't seem important. So I just want you to even put that in there so that you can see that maybe you could have both while you're going through this time that will be very focused and you'll be very present to. Yeah, you need your downtime in that respect. And I don't mean downtime just with your family. I mean downtime, Jane and her somebody else. All right, so that's that one there. I want to go back into I've inherited a sum of money and not sure what to do with it now. And I did start to touch on it back then, but I don't feel I've got really good clarity around it. So I'll go into there again around this money. I'm kind of getting the same messages. I see the four sections being divvied out. I want a bit more clarity around those sections. And I keep getting the nudge that what's important first is your career, that you start to get more clarity around that first, because it's naturally going to drive you into where you would like to move your money to. And unless it's increasing your money, it's not in the right place, right? And I can just see it's, when I think about where it's stored right now, it's there, and that's about it. Yeah, so if you can just put that to the side right now, knowing that you are going to do some things, that there is some more research to do around, I mentioned metals, and so I don't see you investing in the stock market or anything like that. I see that what you place your money in must be solid, must be some certainty around it, and that's where the silver and the gold has come up, or even platinum. And I don't know a lot about that stuff, but you do. When you research, you pick information up very quickly, and you're able to establish, yes. Now, I did mention a property, but not now, it's down the track. So you don't just want that money sitting there though. But first of all, what needs to get momentum on is not the money itself, it's actually what you're doing in your career and getting that sort of up and going. This next branch to your business requires you to, it's almost like your business side of things is actually going to help you up level in a way where you will learn different things. So who you're dealing with now, and I know we had a conversation about this the other day, but where that executive level, where your demographic is that from being immersed in that environment, being in conversations, and just a different conversation will actually open you up to different ideas. So I feel like the ideas of where your money's meant to go it's not in your head right now, because you're based on who you are now and what you know, and there's more to learn. And even when it comes to this property that I see where the majority of your money is going to be going, it's, you need to, there's just more to know, more to learn, and so this is why your business is showing up first. Okay. All right, having lovely conversations here. Remember, I am here every Tuesday from 10:30 to 11, and until the end of September, if you want a 12-month forecast. That's my platinum reading that you can, I think there's going to be, I think I've already put a link in there below of being able to link in, get the reading, and also have a 30-minute aura cleanse as well. So feel free to go ahead and book that for yourself. All right, now we've got 10 minutes to go. What else do I want to go over? I'll just go over the questions again because it's nice to get a deeper read. I want to come back to the African question. Will I go back to Africa and work with children? Will I marry an African man? Well, I've already got yes on this one. Now, what you really need to, the first thing you need to put in place is, and it's probably good to listen to the first recording on Instagram, is you need to go, well, okay, if I'm going to do this, if this is my life, and you really do get this, like this is your life purpose. I really feel like if you're not clear on what your purpose is, you need to get with somebody like me and have some sessions around that, because that is what's going to drive you to actually step into this overseas, going overseas and doing the work that you're here to do. You will not be satisfied where you are. You will not be satisfied with the life that you're living if you stay here and live your next years. Okay, it's just what's showing up there. And it's not that it's a bad life. It's not that you're not having a good time or anything like that. It's the fact that it just doesn't fulfill you. It's a bit like if I was to stay, I'm out in the country at the moment, and if I was to stay out in the country, I love it out there here temporarily, but I do crave being by the water. I do crave being in the sea. So it's to go, my life's okay, I can handle it. There's nothing to really complain about, but you don't want to live a life that's just okay. You want to step it up. You want your heart to expand and open. You want to feel what life is really about. You want to feel life. You want to have it sourcing through your veins. So you need to get clear on your purpose, and that in itself will help with the planning process of what you're going to do next. And you're a woman who, you know things. You've got life experience now. You know all this stuff that I'm telling you today. It's just that, what are you waiting for me to go? It's that permission to step in, because as I look at that life, it's almost like I'm looking at a different woman who becomes a lot more relaxed in her clothing. You can see I've got tight clothes on today, well, fitting clothes on today. And if you're over in Africa, I see you with loose, so you might dress similarly to me, where if you're in Africa, you would be wearing a lot of just loose. I see your hair long, I see you with this sort of, there's just things that are important to you here would not even matter over there. So that's why that answer keeps coming through today, what it is that you must do first. And if you've got something at home, there's so much information out there these days, questions that you can ask so you can get clear on your purpose, that you don't need to go and have a session with anyone, is answer those questions that are going to actually have you go, oh, okay, I know what I'm meant to be doing, and know that that's what you're meant to be doing. You already feel it in your heart. So yes, that's what I've got there. All right. I'm going to go into the back question again. Is there something I can do about my back? I think I've even See, this is a little bit hard. I haven't set myself up very well today because I'm not sure if I've even asked this question because I've asked it on each thing. It would be really helpful if I get people on the lives, they can ask me fresh questions. I'm going to leave all of my sent in questions on Instagram because that's the very first platform that makes sense to me. And I'm working out, as you can see, as I go. I'm going to end this early today. But before I do, I want to feel into the energy of just today, getting present today. We've taken out, start again. We have grown up in a world that we feel safe in. We think the world is there for ours to explore. We thought that we've got we're free to do what we want. However, the more that this continues, the more we realize that there are a lot of constrictions, restrictions here. And so, knowing that, the message for today is, I know we started off with getting rid of the word trust and coming from knowing, is the gurus, the teachers, there's many teachers that I've learnt many things, and yet, sadly, I realised that there was also an element of restriction that I'm now aware of, that I would value them highly. And I can see exactly where they're at with how they're playing the game in their businesses and how much they're really, they get to influence a lot of people. And when I realise, the ones that I've come across, I realise aren't really here for our benefits of being a free person and being able to have access to everything that we ever wanted. I just don't participate in their teachings anymore. And there's a lot that I'm learning. I don't know. But it's to notice that there are people that are rising, that have been there for a while. They may be in your local community. They may be your next door neighbour, and you know that you're aware of what it is that they do, or there's something that they offer that you know them. You actually know them, and to start turning away from those that just promote wealth and riches. Okay? Yes, there is some learning to be done around our abundant nature, but to really come inside and put some value on your heart connection, and start to share the message that's in your heart, is what I have to say here today. Things are nice. We all like to be comfortable. We all like to look good. It's part of our ego. However, the more that we journey into life and we look back on those things that are really meaningful to us. Today I did a meditation, and it took me back to three things in my life that I was really grateful for. And the first thing that came to mind was my son and the birth of my son. And it was a tumultuous time for me back then. However, the gratitude of his arrival, of everything that he represents to me, brought tears to my eyes, and I shed a few tears of who he really is for me. Now, even though the struggles were very real for me back then, and it was one of the most overwhelming times of my life, and I was very lost, he, in the midst of my craziness, was able to be a centering point for me. And he drew me back in. He reminded me of who I really was in ways that were really uncomfortable. But it is, apart from this universal connection to source that I have, which absolutely is incredible. My son and the arrival of my daughter, those were the three things that came to me today. And it had me crying of that experience. And this is where we've been brought up to compare our neighbour, to have a bigger house, to have more modern, to have more stuff, rather than to see the beauty in what it is, the stuff, the beauty in something. So rather than having a whole house full of stuff, to really look at what brings me joy, what makes me smile, instead of just another additional, the updated version of that particular thing. And so if I can encourage you to sit with that today, where you connect with those things that you're grateful for and the things why they show up, because that's the true value, and that's what we require more of in this world, for us to continue to be free and to enjoy our lives to the fullest, beyond the system, beyond restrictions. It's that. So I get that we all, we trade with money, we trade with our time for money and for services and things like that. I get that there's an exchange that occurs, that it's how we transact, but we're more than a transaction. And it's to go a little deeper in what that is for you. So, that's interesting. I'm just noticing something out there. It's to go a little bit deeper and go, okay, what are those three things that I'm grateful for? Bring that up and then connect with the energy of that today, with that particular person, with that. So today my thing is I'm going to move more into the universal energy while I do my work. I'm going to move more into the universal energy with my son. Now, I haven't seen my son the last 3 days, so I'm going to connect with him and just invoke that gratitude. Now, I don't need to say, I did this today and this is what came up, but it's to actually share that energy. And in the connection of that energy is he gets that. We get that. We get to enjoy that together, and I'll do the same with my daughter as well. So yeah, awesome. All right. Now, if you do intend to listen, you want to listen on a weekly basis, click the like button, hit subscribe, and you'll be reminded of the notifications every week before I go live. And blessings. All right. Have a beautiful day. And you're important, and don't you? Yeah. All right. Okay. We'll speak soon. Bye.